皆さんこんにちは。ナビゲーターの長谷川真由です。近年、アジア太平洋地域や国際社会全体において平和、安全、そして繁栄を脅かすさまざまな不安定な要因が明らかになるなど、日本を取り巻く安全保障環境は一層厳しさを増しています。このような状況の中、我が国の平和と安全を確保するためには、まず紛争を未然に防ぐ力、つまり抑止力を高めるとともに、力強い外交の推進により国際社会との信頼・協力関係を作り、より良い安全保障環境を整えるために絶え間ない努力を行っていく必要があります。その上で、いかなる事態においても国民の命と平和な暮らしを守り抜くとともに、国際社会の平和と安定に一層貢献するため、あらゆる事態に切れ目のない対応を可能とする平和安全法制の整備が進められ、同法制は平成27年9月19日に成立しました。また、日米両国の役割や協力および調整の在り方についての一般的な大枠および政策的な方向性を示す新たな日米防衛協力のための指針、いわゆるガイドラインも同年4月に日米安全保障協議委員会 2+2 で了承されています。では、平和安全法制およびガイドラインとは一体どのようなものなのでしょうか。それではこの VTR をご覧ください。
The Ministry of Defense and Self-Defense Forces are the final bastion in securing Japan's territorial land, water, and airspace in any situation. In this regard, it is critically important that the MOD and the SDF make ceaseless efforts and steadily improve their response capabilities. The legislation for peace and security consists of two laws. One is Law Concerning the Development of Legislation for Peace and Security, which is a partial revision of the Self-Defense Forces Law aiming to secure peace and security of Japan and the international community. The other is the International Peace Support Act, which stipulates cooperation and support activities for the armed forces of foreign countries in a situation that the international community is collectively addressing threats to international peace and security. The Law Concerning Development of Legislation for Peace and Security is a partial revision of 10 existing laws, including the Self-Defense Forces Law. Among the key items of the revision of the Self-Defense Forces Law, it includes the provisions concerning defense operations where situations where an armed attack against a foreign country that is in a close relationship with Japan occurs, and as a result, threatens Japan's survival and poses a clear danger to fundamentally overturn people's right to liberty and pursuit of happiness take place. In addition to this, 4 new articles have been inserted. The first one is the article that enables the units of the SDF to take measures to rescue Japanese nationals overseas whose lives or bodies could be harmed in emergency situations. The second one is the article that enables the uniformed SDF personnel to use weapons to protect the weapons and other equipment of the units of the U.S. forces, armed forces of other countries, and similar organizations. The third one is an article that enables the provision of supplies or services to the U.S. forces. The fourth one is the provisions for the punishment of those who commit crimes overseas. Among the key items of the revision of the law concerning measures to ensure peace and security of Japan in situations in areas surrounding Japan, it includes reviewing the clause on the law's purpose, including the deletion of "in areas surrounding Japan" from the definition of the situations, and renaming it situations that will have an important influence on Japan's peace and security. The revision of the law enables the provision of support activities to the U.S. Armed Forces undertaking activities that contribute to the attainment of the objective of the Japan-U.S. Security Treaty, as well as military forces of other countries that contribute to the achievement of the objectives of the UN Charter. The revision of the law also includes the expansion of the scope of the support activities. Among the key items of the revision of the Ship Inspection Operations Law, it includes revisions associated with the revision of the law to ensure security for situations in areas surrounding Japan, and the establishment of provisions for ship inspection operations for situations that the international community is collectively addressing threats to international peace and security prescribed in the International Peace Support Law. As for the International Peace Cooperation Act, the key items of the revision of the law include new provisions regarding internationally coordinated operations for peace and security, which are PKO-like operations but not under the control of the United Nations, and the addition of tasks that can be implemented during UN peacekeeping operations and other operations, such as capacity building assistance for the establishment and re-establishment of a nation's armed forces, tasks at mission headquarters, and protection of individuals related to operations in response to urgent requests. In relation to the revision of laws, the MOD considers the review of the authority to use weapons. Furthermore, amendment regarding situations of an armed attack against a foreign country resulting in threatening Japan's survival, which are newly inserted, was made to other related laws, such as legislation for responses to armed attack situations, act related to the actions of the U.S. forces and others, Maritime Transportation Restriction Act, Prisoners of War Act, an act for establishment of the National Security Council. In addition, act regarding to the use of specific public facilities has been revised. As for the newly established law named the International Peace Support Act, it stipulates that Japan will contribute to ensuring international peace and security through providing cooperation and support activities for the armed forces of foreign countries in situations where the international peace and security is threatened, and the international community is collectively addressing the threat to remove it in accordance with the objectives of the UN Charter, and also where Japan needs to take part and cooperate in these activities as a member of the international community.
次にガイドラインについて見ていきましょう。
In recent years, we are facing a variety of obvious and urgent challenges and destabilizing factors in the security environment surrounding Japan. There are more active military activities of neighboring countries, emerging threats including international terrorist organizations, and risks against stable use of ocean, space, and cyberspace. Moreover, the activities of the SDF have been expanded to a global scale, as we've seen in anti-piracy operations, PKOs, and international disaster relief operations. In light of such situation, Japan and the United States had been working on the revision of guidelines for the purpose of upgrading our bilateral defense cooperation to respond to the changing security environment as well as to meet the needs in expanded SDF activities and missions.
ところで、ガイドラインはどうして必要なのでしょうか？
Based on the Japan-U.S. Security Treaty, the Japan-U.S. security arrangements, together with Japan's own efforts, constitute the cornerstone for Japan's security. The Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security between Japan and the United States of America was concluded in January 1960. This Japan-U.S. Security Treaty stipulates that Japan and the United States will take bilateral actions in the event of an armed attack against Japan. We should note, however, that it is necessary to clarify each role in advance in order for Japan and the United States to promptly respond to situations, such as invasion of Japan by another country. In this respect, the guidelines for Japan-U.S. defense cooperation serve as the framework. The very first guidelines were formulated in November 1978 with a focus on responses to invasion of Japan. The guidelines were later revised in 1997. More than 17 years have passed since then. During these years, the security environment surrounding Japan grew increasingly severe. For the purpose of coping with such situation, the guidelines were revised again in 2015.
今までよりもさまざまな状況に対応できる関係を築いていこうという内容ですね。では、それはどのようなものなのでしょうか。
The new guidelines provide the general framework and policy direction for the roles and missions of Japan and the United States. There are three major points. First, the guidelines serve for a core role in ensuring the peace and security of Japan, and accordingly strengthen and enrich contents of cooperation to that end. The guidelines present the direction for achieving seamless cooperation from peacetime to contingencies. Second, alliance cooperation is now tailored to include regional and global matters, as well as space and cyberspace. Third, a framework to secure effective Japan-U.S. cooperation is ensured under the guidelines. The alliance coordination mechanism that can be used from peacetime and the bilateral planning mechanism are established as part of the framework.
なるほど。宇宙やサイバー空間といった新しい領域にも対応していく。さらに 同盟国としての協力の実効性を高めるべく、普段から日米が手を携えていこうということなのですね。また、ガイドラインで定められた方向性を実現していくためにも、日頃から訓練や演習を積み重ね、練度を高め、日本を守る力を養っていくことも重要です。そのためにも、アメリカ軍との共同訓練は大切なのですね。ところで、共同訓練とはどのようなことを行っているのでしょうか。
The SDF and the U.S. forces conducted a joint exercise, Keen Sword 15. The objective of the exercise was to maintain and improve Japan-U.S. interoperability and SDF's joint operational capability. Based on a scenario in which Japan's remote islands would be invaded and suffer an armed attack, Keen Sword 15 was conducted for 12 days. Approximately 30,000 SDF personnel and 10,000 U.S. forces personnel participated in the exercise. As such, the SDF and the U.S. forces have been enhancing Japan-U.S. interoperability by improving proficiency through training and exercises on a regular basis.
これこそが抑止力となるのですね。でも、万が一攻撃を受けた場合はどうなるのでしょうか。
In case Japan comes under an armed attack by another country, the SDF and the U.S. forces will cooperate to conduct operations in cooperation. Moreover, as the revised guidelines now incorporate cooperation in space and cyberspace, the range of cooperative framework has been widened and the deterrence has been strengthened in these new fields. In modern times, we have to respond to various threats to the peace and security of Japan, which even include those brought by other means than use of weapons. In addition to an armed attack situation, as we learn from the experiences of cooperation in Operation Tomodachi between the SDF and the U.S. forces in the wake of the devastating Great East Japan earthquake, our current key challenges include how to prepare for potential large-scale natural disasters, such as a Nankai Trough earthquake and an earthquake occurring directly beneath the Tokyo metropolitan area. The new guidelines incorporate cooperation for responses to such large-scale disasters as well.
友達作戦、本当にありがたかったですね。あの時は日本中が感謝しました。だからこそ、日本とアメリカの連携をますます強固なものにしなければならないのですね。
In the increasingly severe security environment surrounding Japan, threats easily cross national boundaries to reach our soil. No single country can cope with these threats alone any longer. Even in such an era, we are resolved to protect the lives and the peaceful livelihood of the people of Japan. In order to fulfill that, the legislation for peace and security and the guidelines are essential.
尖閣諸島をはじめとする離島防衛の重要性、南シナ海の緊張、平和を脅かす存在の増加。今、日本の安全保障環境はますます厳しさを増しています。さらに、国際社会への貢献も今まで以上に求められ、日本の防衛はもちろんのこと、世界平和の維持のために行う活動の活発化も求められています。防衛省・自衛隊は、これからも他の国々と協力し、日本の安全と世界平和の維持のための取り組みを進めていきます。